said, please, Lord, guide me. We have to do something about it. And a voice in my ear said, call this number. I came here to Ukraine, you asked me to come. I said, I'm not going to insist, but would you go to an Adventist church with me? He says, are they real people? I said, yes, and I can assure you they're real people. They won't bite you, I'll protect you. And so I had to find an Adventist church. Nobody knew about an Adventist church until the driver in the hotel heard that I'm saying in Ukrainian translate, Cerkva Semoho Dня, meaning the church of the seventh day. And he came and says, oh, I know it, I know they are. They're meeting with another denomination in a small little church. He says, I know where it is. I said, will you take me there tomorrow on Saturday? So my brother was willing, reluctant, but he was willing. I'm watching my brother, what reaction he has of somebody talking about the love of God and the Bible. So far, so good. The church was ended, and I said, sweetie, we got to go. The driver was waiting for me. I asked him to wait at the front door. I'm out of here. So we're going. It's Kika, don't look, because there's a gentleman coming facing you. Don't look. Finally, I couldn't, and I looked quite far away, and those deep black eyes looking at me, very handsome gentleman with a black bigot, and he's looking at me, and it's obvious that he wants to talk to me. And he says, let me show you around. And he takes me around the church, and I look how poor everything looks. It broke my heart. I remembered our beautiful church where we worship, and these lovely people, faithful people, worshiping in such what I ended up calling a chicken coop. And so I looked at the gentleman and I said, well, why are you worshiping here? Why don't you have a better church? I've been trying for 4 years. I've been going to all the government stations. I have a whole file of things. I always go and they always say, no, the Protestants we don't have any room for Protestant churches. We are rebuilding other things. We can only have money to rebuild other things. I said, how do you get to the head architect? Oh, you have to put in a petition and first talk to the architect of Kiev, and then maybe go to the architect of Ukraine. I said, do you have his address? Yes. Could I get his phone number? He said, Kalyna Alexandrovna, that might hurt our church. I said, no, I just asked, do you have his phone number? He gave me the phone number. I got into my hotel. I got on my knees. I said, please, Lord, guide me. We have to do something about it. And a voice in my ear said, call this number. I called this number, and through the operator, I said, I want to talk to the secretary of the chief architect of Ukraine. She came back and says, can you be here on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning? I said, I will be there 10 o'clock in the morning. So the secretary looking at me, looking back, going through the door and saying, oh, the American is here. And I hear a very manly big voice saying, let her in. And he says, what do you want? And I said, sir, I understand you're chief architect for Ukraine. I visited with them on our holy day, Saturday. And I must say, sir, that I am indignant that a country like Ukraine and the land of my forefathers allows my fellow believers to worship their God in a place that I can only, sir, excuse me for saying it, worship in a chicken coop. And that, sir, you as a head architect, I'm sure you do not want to permit it to continue. Well, we can build a church, but like our church, how our church looks with the dome and so forth. I said, sir, I'm sorry, Protestant churches don't have domes like the Orthodox Church has. They're very beautiful, but we don't have churches like that. They look different. And then I said, sir, have you ever seen a Protestant church? No Protestant churches here that are built. And I said, sir, would you mind if I invite you to my country so that you can see how the Protestant churches look? He said back, "You invite me to America?" I said, "Yes, sir." So this is how the Lord led. Not because of our strength, but because if we listen to that small voice and do not put some damper between us and that voice, then God really fulfills that. So my wonderful group came in. They sat down in Winnipeg. I'm translating, still praying about the sermon. And Brother Coffin, bless his heart, he started the wonderful sermon of love of a father who lost his son, but the son found the way, and how the father did not wait for the son to come and bow before him and ask for forgiveness. The father ran towards him when he saw him with almost blind eyes. My lost son has come home. I looked at the chief architect, big, strong man, and I could not believe my eyes. Tears running down his face, his wife wiping her eyes. There was not a dry eye amongst the group. Even the cameraman who was taking pictures, who told me that he is an atheist, found that sermon, that there is somebody, there is a father they don't know about, that does accept a lost son, that comes and embraces him no matter what the son has done before. So that was my introduction into Ukraine. When we came back, right before we're traveling, I must also mention how God works. In the front sits the head architect. In the back, I sit next to the head architect of Kiev, who was made in charge to now design our first Adventist church in Kiev. And he has a big pad, and he's designing, and the land next to it. Suddenly I hear the chief architect of Ukraine and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm designing that." "Davai, give it to me." The davai means the favorite word, give it. So the architect showed it. "How much land are you giving?" No. Give them here more. They need more. Here, give it the upper part. Oh, we can give them this too. And all of a sudden, I'm just praying. I said, "Lord, not Santa Claus, but you are here giving our church land." By the time we were through, we had led to build in the center of Kiev a beautiful first Adventist church that was dedicated to the Lord. And all that only because I was influenced to say, take them to America, let them take a look what Protestant churches look like. And that was a tremendous achievement. So God uses a little piece of clay like me to accomplish what He wants to accomplish to His glory and to the saving of souls. That's the only way I can term it. And I'm so glad that He allows me to do that.